experiment time. Here you go. We are going to have an experiment, so just keep watching. If you are interested about finding out which of these different threads or flosses are bleeding color if it touches water, carry on watching, so you don't have to find out when you finished with the pattern and it started leaking color. If you watch my last video, you know that all of these are from different makers. So for example, we started with Anchor, DMC, and this pink was Madeira, and all the rest as well. So if you haven't seen that video, just please watch it now and carry on with this one. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, first thing first, let's put the fabric flats in a glass container. Make a 5-minute alarm and pour cold water slowly on it. Make sure it's cold. Okay, and start the timer. Okay, looks like none of them bled in cold water, which is a good thing. Now, second part, I'm going to take the water out and replace it with warm water. Let's see how that works. Okay, if you see any colors between them, it's not that it's bleeding, it's just the back of it. So none of them bled with cold water. Now let's do warm, lukewarm water. Okay, and we're gonna make the timer for 2 minutes. Very interesting. I can't see any of them bleeding. Is it a failed experiment or am I just lucky? Okay, part 2. Because here in the UK where I live, our water is really hard. I'm gonna do a proper washing test because most of the people using some kind of dish soap when they are cleaning or washing out the rider. So that's what I'm gonna do. So let's pour warm water again. Okay, and let's add a few drops of dishwater. So it goes everywhere. Okay, let's see. Okay, now let's see if I gently rub them, something gonna happen. There's a little bit of fraying in some of them because I cut off all the excess. In the first part of the video, as you can see, nothing bleed at all, but there are reasons why not. It's not because I'm lucky or because it's a myth, okay? Let's see. I use UK tap water, and in the UK the water is really hard. Well, in this part where I live, definitely. The water contains calcium and magnesium ions, which helps to bind, which prevents the color to bleed. Also, I used stitched fabric. It is important because if I use a stitch piece, especially if it's a little bit tighter or a teeny tiny bit, like I made like 4x4, it is important because the fabric, it can hide or lock the dye from release. Modern manufacturing has improved a lot in the last few years, so between the cheap and the quality one there is not much difference. The practice is usually now that excess dye was washed out in the factories. Okay, so this time it's the second part. I'm going to take away all the fabric. I'm not going to stitch a piece. I'm going to use, normally the strands are 6 stranded, so I'm going to use one strand, so take it out, and I'm going to put it in deionized water, which is the same as distilled water, because this doesn't contain any minerals, so there is no calcium, magnesium, which was in my tap water at the first part of the video. I'm going to use room temperature water. I'm not going to heat it up or not making it cooler. This is gonna create the worst case scenario, so if the thread is gonna bleed, it's gonna bleed in this part of the video. So let's carry on. So colors most likely to bleed, the number one is red. Red dyes are large and unstable molecules and release excess pigment very easily. So that is number one, it's red. Number two is burgundy color, so still reddish brownish color, but because of the red pigment, that's why it's number two. Because of the red pigment, it can still bleed very easily. Number three is dark blue. Dark blue often contains like indigo style color pigment, which can bleed really easily as well. Not as much as the red and the burgundy, but still in the top three. Next one, surprisingly, is black. Is usually multiple dyes layered on top of each other, and one of the layers might bleed. But when the black one is bleeding, it's not black, it's gonna be like gray, light grayish color. And last but not least, it's a dark purple color. Dark purple you get from purple and red combined together, and because of the red, that's why it's gonna be bleeding if it's bleeding. That's why it can inherit the red dye's instability. But let's carry on with the test and see. Alright, let's start with the red one. I'm going to use DMC 321 and only one skein and 498 with this deionized water, which is exactly the same as distilled water. Okay, step one, let's pour some water, deionized water. You don't need much. Step two, let's put the threads in one by one. One, two, and leave it for 1 minute. Okay, now with the toothpick, I'm going to push them down a little bit so it goes underwater, just gently. Okay, and the next one. This one is much more underwater than this one. Okay, now I'm going to put the camera right here. Okay, as you can see, there is no color left. Okay, now test 2. I'm going to use the burgundy ones, which is DMC 814 and 815. It's like they are safe to use as well. Next, I'm going to use DMC black 310. Okay, let's drop this into the water and let's start a timer. Let's see. As you can see, it didn't bleed as well. Okay, next I'm going to use DMC blue colors 311, 820 and 939. Okay. Okay, I don't see any color, which means they are colorfast as well, which is very good news. Now do the last one, the purple. Okay, let's do this. Now I'm using DMC 154 and 550. I don't see any. Okay, what a surprise. Now, this doesn't mean that your piece is not gonna bleed. It just means that every area is different. So now that you see that after the test, we know that one of the most important things is buying good quality threads, flosses, and check the water what you are using. So you don't need to use hot water or cold water. You can use like lukewarm and just wash it by hand. Don't put any pressure on the fabric. Don't squeeze the water out and just let it flat dry. So you put it on a piece of cloth, nice and flat, and just let it dry. Bleeding depends on what water you use or what kind of thread you use. So was it washed before at the manufacturing factory, or did you buy a really good quality one which you already know and used before? If you are not sure, you can follow my test advice and you can do your own test at home, but use only these colors, so red, burgundy, dark blue, black and the dark purple, because these are most likely the ones they're gonna bleed. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps me out a lot. Thank you for watching until the end. I'm really glad you are still here. Please let me know in the comment below if you had any thread before which was bleeding and which one was it, so we can help the community to tell them. Or just let me know if you like this video and it was helpful for you. Until next time, happy stitching. Bye.